Okay, so I've clipped up my corners and I've done one row around here. One thing that you want to do is on the front center, only the front center, you want to cut this all the way down evenly in the center of it, and that is what gives you a continuous weave. So as we continue to weave here, these spokes in the front are going to flare out, which is going to kind of torque this up and give it a cat head look. And then after we get about 8 inches of weave, we're going to check it. We want to be at about 36 inches. And then we're going to head back in. So at this point, at least in the front, you're flaring out. And I use clips on these first 3 rows until it starts kind of holding up on its own. And I'm always looking at that corner. How does that corner look? Looks pretty good. If you check your corners when you're coming around them, you'll have a nice looking basket. That's another big secret. Always check your corners. And if you're when you're tightening up your basket, you tighten this way, you tighten down. If you start pulling on it, and we will get to that point, then it's going to make it come in. At this point, we're flaring out. And like I say, if you keep those clips on there, it keeps it from jumping up, and you're trying to get those first 3 rows in there. Now this is the back again. That was the side, and I do want that squared up, so I'm going to pinch that just a little bit. Looks like I need one of those GoPros put on my head with a helmet so you guys can see what I see. And hopefully this is working. Okay, so undo that clip again. Here I come around to a corner once again, and I'm going to just give that a little squeeze. I want to weave this out to show you how I start another weaver. Once again, especially if you're a beginner, these things will help. If you're not, bear with me. Okay, so this is the front I'm coming around to again. And like I say, I can make things happen when I sit, not so much when I'm working on the table. So I want that down tight, so I'm going to push that down. And if I don't have room, and sometimes you won't here in the front, you're pulling these guys out. See how that's kind of flaring out like that? And especially in here, open that up a little bit. And you really can't get things nice until you got about 3 rows on. So if it's a little gappy to start, don't worry about it. When you get 3 rows in, we'll tighten it up some. So I'm coming around the front, and I don't want to pinch it on the front. I just want to check that corner. See how that corner looks? It's going out a little bit. Life is good. I'm coming around to the side, and I think I'm not going to come here because it'll be a short end and I got to go back forward. So I'm going to trim that off right there. You can choose to end wherever you want, not where the weaver dictates. So you always start and end on the front with a weaver. So here's my new guy. I'm going to count back 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I go underneath this guy, so you don't see where it starts, and then I go over that guy so you don't see where it ends. How slick is that? Okay, so I'm coming around the corner again. And at some point, these little hold up clips on the back of your basket are going to get in the way, and just get rid of them. They're good for a start out. Okay, so I'm on the back again, so see I crimped it. I'm only going to do 3 rows of this, and then I'm going to turn you guys loose. And I'll weave up to 8 inches, and then I'll continuously, I'll do like 3 or 4, well, I won't, but you guys should do about 3 or 4 rows of weaving, and take your tape measure and check and see where your circumference is. When you get up to 8 inches on this basket, you want it to be about 36 inches, and then you got 7 inches to come in to lose 6, so that you're at 30 inches on the diameter. You don't want to go much lower than that because you'll get that circumference so small you can't get anything in there, and that doesn't help you. So you want it at about 30 inches. I mean, I'll give or take a little bit there. It doesn't have to do with a harness, because the harness can adjust to it. On this backpack, it will make a difference on the large backpack. But just to kind of give you a heads up of your tape measure and what a significance it plays in this basket, check it a lot until you get a feel for this. All right, I'm talking a little closer on your mouth. That's good. I'm going to go around just for this third one so you can see how this kind of firms this up. This is once again the back, so I'm going to give it a little squeeze. Move that guy out of the way. Make sure you always on your stakes want to make sure that they're straight up and down when you weave them. So, and they'll kind of flop around a little bit. And the reason you do that is because if you get them too close together, then you can't get that weaver in between them. So that's why you're always checking them to make sure that they're straight up and down. Okay, so here I am on the front again. See how I pulled that way out there? This guy too, it's going to go way out there. And so you start to see some of that cat head look here in the front. Remember, you are in charge of your basket, not the other way around. So this side over is going to flare this way. This side from this guy is going to flare that way. Okay, so now I'm starting on the 4th row. Take a minute and tighten this up a little bit. I don't want gaps in my basket. A lot of times I use the side of a weave right to get things tight. Okay. All right, so I'm going to keep going until I get about 8 inches, and I'll show you where it looks at from that point.